FYI, if you're saying to yourself right now, with all 4 people that listen to this, both sides are the same. Fuck you. You're so fucking wrong. You are so fucking wrong. Read a fucking book. I'm sorry you didn't pay attention in school. You are so fucking wrong. They are not the same. One side is way worse than the other. And if you haven't figured out which, well, sorry.
Been a minute since we've done 2 back-to-back.
It has. I haven't been as like crazy busy.
John, I've seen you so much this week.
I know. This one is like, this is a low energy star. Just like,
sorry. I'll go back to the low energy.
oh yeah, I gotta super chill. Hey, what's going on?
I don't like this sweater because there's no pockets.
Yeah, those are the worst.
And I do this all the time. Like, especially when I'm out, I'm like, I just look like a fucking goon.
Right.
I look like I'm speed walking in the 90s around a mall.
What are you doing? Slide my hands down my face. I do this all the time. I am like so horribly neurotic and worried about having my fly down.
Are you really?
I always constantly will like do the pinky test. Constantly. To the point that now I'm worried about checking my fly, where you take your pinky and you just tap the top just to make sure that the
Oh, I do the middle finger.
The middle finger. I
Okay.
just do the pinky and I just check it real quick because the pinky to me seems more inconspicuous. But now I'm like at the point where I do it so often. Now I'm worried that people think that I'm touching my tallywhacker at work, and it's like, geez, will you just shut the fuck up, brain? Just chill out. And it's embarrassing when your fly is down. And I know the second that I stop doing it, I'm gonna get a walker. Walker being like when you walk and it walks the fly all the way down.
Yeah.
It's the worst, man.
Oh, it's terrible.
Fredo there was something about the way that Fredo walked that always made his flies go down.
Wide-legged and just like
I don't know what it is, because I know he would zip the fly up, because I'd be like, dude, your fly's down, and I'd watch him zip the fly up, and then it would be down like in a couple hours. Like, what are you doing?
Well, he's got to play with the tallywhacker. The pocket
it wasn't him
work so much.
It's just the way he walks. There's something about Fredo's walk that made his fly go down.
That's a skill.
It is a skill, but like,
I bet he's
God,
good in
what
bed.
an awful. It's like my superpower to get like stoplights. To just like have the superpower that your fly just eventually goes down.
What is your anti-superpower? So
I get lights, dude.
that's it.
And even like it's at the point that Heather now blames me when I'm in the car.
Really?
And she's like, I see that your superpowers are at it again. I was like, I'm sorry, babe. Yeah, I get like red lights.
I have 2. The 3-turn USB. So like you try and plug a USB in one way and you're like, oh, that's the wrong way. So you turn it around and plug it in again. You're like, nope, that's wrong too. And you turn it back again. You're like, well, why didn't it work the fucking first time?
That is silly. I will often put like something on there where I would mentally annotate what the right way is, and then I just do that.
That's nice.
Like you got me when I graduated from SIU, you got me two jump drives. Or you gave them to me for free. It was like it was an R2D2 and the C3PO.
I remember that. Yeah,
and I remember like it was always face down. Was the way
Oh,
that they go.
no
and
shit.
I'd always go. I'd always mumble. There's nothing I go do. I'd be like face down. Yeah,
face down, R2 up. That's the way CP3. Oh no,
that's the way we download the stuff.
Who do you think is
stuff.
the top in that scenario?
C3PO.
See, I would think R2D2 would be
R2.
the top. Okay.
We all know it's gonna be it's really Chopper for sure. Chopper. It's a shame that you never watched Rebels, because Chopper, dude, some of those characters. Chopper's like, it's not even a question. Chopper's the best astromech of all of the Star Wars universe.
I hear that a lot, especially on Reddit.
Yeah, because he's a mass murderer. Guaranteed. I wonder if there's like a thing where you can actually see what he's saying, and you're just finding out it's just nothing but laced with swears and killing things.
Okay.
Because I think I saw like somebody did like a video of like all the people that he's killed. He's just killed everybody. He's a madman.
That's not the same astromech as...
It's the orange astromech.
No, I know what you're talking about, but it's not the same one as the one from Dr. Aphra. Because Dr. Aphra has 2 droids.
No, whose was... I think...
She has a C-3PO.
Hera is, I think, the one who originally had General Hera.
Oh,
Syndulla.
okay.
I think that's Hera's astromech.
All right. Because like I know like those droids are like psychotic.
I wonder if there's a connection. That would be amazing if we find out that Chopper is one of his creations.
That would be interesting.
It would be very interesting.
Afro was a cool series. I stopped reading it after a little bit just because if it's too serious, I get bored. Like I need like levity.
I would love to read the Vader series.
Yeah.
I would love to read those so much. Those seem to be like some really good stuff. There's like a whole section of Star Wars that I haven't really taken in much. And I haven't watched what is it called? I never finished the last season of Bad Batch, so I'm really, and I heard that that's really good. So
did you like the first season?
Like many things, I don't like it at first, and then I realize, oh my god, this is amazing. It's always good. I always give it the benefit of the doubt because it just kind of seems to be the way that they introduce a lot of things. Just take some time to get used to.
That's Joss Whedon's rule too. Is like he needs to lay the groundwork before the story can actually start. It's
always weird to me when I hear people who've done like their series and they're like, "Well, we didn't know what the show wanted to be yet." When they'll do this series, and it's like, fuck, like I can't picture it in my head.
That's a real thing.
I can't picture it in my head of like not being like, and it's going to end this way.
Yeah,
I can't. But that's the way my brain works.
Well, I mean, it's. I mean, there's a myriad of different reasons. The first reason I would think is like you get the idea for a concept and you have to get it out. Like you have to get it into production. Otherwise you sit and dwell on something for so goddamn long that it'll never happen. Mm-hmm. And if you get it up into production and it starts to become this thing, and then it's like, then you can take the time to be like, okay, hold on. We're creating these concepts. We're creating this universe. We can see where it's going to go. And I mean, from like writing or creating something, it eventually becomes a thing of its own. And you're kind of like a caddy at some points to them playing the game. And you're just like, okay, well, I'm going to take you over there and you're going to fucking tell me what to do. Like when we were writing Half-Hearted Headache, I remember there were so many times like, I wanted to do a joke. I wanted to do this. And I'm like, I can't, because that's not what they'll do. And regardless of what I really fucking wanted to do, I couldn't because the character wouldn't let me.
And so the last podcast we talked about object-oriented ontology, and that's kind of like you can see how the applications of that are really kind of neat. It's just they're not real, but they have like, what would this thing do?
Yeah, very much so.
It's a really neat thing. Like it's just got its own wants and needs, and the best way to do it. I always think it's super cool when like the creators just say like, no, it's fucking done. I'm not going to milk this cow until it's dead. That's Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot, I think it was like, it ended in what, 4 seasons?
Same with Breaking Bad, except they made the movie and everything else after that. And I like Better Call Saul, but to me, that's just like, well, let's milk this some more. But I don't think that's the same.
No, dude, like Better Call Saul was incredible. No, probably better than Breaking Bad.
I agree. But that's what I'm saying is like, that's like the caveat to that statement.
I think there was just room to breathe, and they felt that there was a story to tell there, like an interesting story with a cool. I mean, like the Boba Fett thing, right? It was just an interesting story.
Fucked that up.
Oh man, you were right. I am so, dude. If you would have told young John that, like, hey, you're gonna watch an episode, or you're gonna watch a show where Boba Fett's riding a Rancor through Mos Eisley's, and you won't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way.
I remember,
there's no way that could happen.
dude. I remember that was like the only Star Wars thing that I was like up on because I really wanted it to be good. And let's be honest, the first 2 episodes weren't bad because like it's him being like destroyed and like having to like rebuild himself up with the Tusken Raiders and all this other stuff. And I fucking loved that.
I did as
he
well.
He wasn't a badass. He was like this fallible character.
They made it more real.
Yeah, right. And like it made it like, I like this guy. I like where this is going. I want him to build himself back up. But then he built himself back up like really fucking fast.
It feels weird that they like, you got to see him get his armor back in, he got his armor back.
Right away.
Well, no, didn't he get his armor back in another?
Oh.
He got it in Mandalorian.
In Mandalorian.
So it's almost like it stole
the coup de grace. It stole the
like
fucking,
that really could have been like, that
Pride Day.
should have been the ending.
that should have been the last episode.
Yeah, that would have been incredible.
It would have been
like,
piecemeal up until
yeah,
then.
it was just like an entire, it was like 3 episodes of like a story, a bunch of one shots it felt like, and then it just really, oh my God, the kids on the mopeds.
Oh my God.
The mods. Oh,
I fucking hated that.
that was
It was
awful.
such like an eye roll. Like if that would have been done in the 60s, I've been like, okay, well, I mean, that's kind of appropriate, but it's like, it's not. It's so beyond. Since that came out after Blade Runner, fuck you.
Was
I'm
this
sorry.
Dave Filoni? Did Dave Filoni
I
do that?
thought he did.
That might be the only bed that he shat in.
That was again, like I can't blame bad Star Wars on him. There's a lot of dicks in that soup at Disney.
Well, it also could have been, shoot, what is her name? The one who,
Kathleen Kennedy.
yeah. I wonder if because Boba Fett was there, she felt like she had an urge or need to kind of give her input.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but
she just did not pan out the way that I thought she was going to.
You
'Cause
don't-
She was a producer on a lot of great things.
Sure.
She was not a creator.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can be a great producer and be a terrible creator. That's okay. But produce. Don't put your dick in it. And dude, at Disney level, there is no creativity. There's not. There's 400 fucking assholes trying to put their dick in a soup, and then you get up to the exec level, and then they're all pissing in the soup saying, well, you got to add this, you got to add this, you got to add this. And then it just fucking becomes gross.
I've had to design things at a corporate level.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is. Like, because you'll talk to somebody at the ground level and they'll tell you what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be like, okay, these are the wants of the project. And, you time your stuff where you're like, you're not going to get any scope creep or anything like that. And you're going to design the project.
Mm-hmm.
And then you build it and all gets turned in. And then like now it goes up to like a next boss. It's like, what the? And like all the stuff changes and it's like, what the hell just happened? Like, why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? And you'll go through that process like several times. I've actually like got all the way to the point where I've like issued permits and then like somebody at the super high level looks at it and then it all gets changed again. It's like, wow, you guys are just wasting all this money. I'm just like redesigning projects and people are just wanting to put like their twists and their spin. Like, dude, just tell me what you need from the beginning.
Dude, working with Midas was like that. It was fucking nightmarish.
But I mean, in a way, it makes sense because, the guys at the upper levels have a vision of where they're going to be going and they want to be doing
branding and shit.
But like,
yeah.
dude, like, is there like no discussion of what that stuff is to the boots on the ground?
See, that's what blazes me. Like when I shot and edited for Midas for their videos, it was exactly like that. Like we would get so much fucking done and we would be on budget. And then someone would email and be like, well, we gotta do this too. And it's like, well, why wasn't that talked about 2 months ago when this project started? Because now you're adding on easily 40 more hours and you're gonna be way over budget now.
That happened to me a bunch. And I remember like thinking like, I had no issue asking for more money. Everybody was always tiptoeing around it. Well, we can't say anything.
Why?
When it would go on, I would immediately be like, that's out of scope. We're going to charge you more, just so you know.
But
and I got
scope.
yelled at. I would get yelled at
by who?
My boss.
Why?
Because he's like, you don't want to seem greedy. Like you don't want to
It's
make
not
the
greedy.
client upset. But
they
it's
are
like,
changing the fucking scope.
Yeah, I just like once you let it go for a long time, it just rots. And they're like, well, why are you telling me this now?
Yes.
It's like, dude, you tell them right away, the very second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry,
No, I mean, it's
Anyway, so yes, you told them this. You got talked down to, yelled at.
yeah, and it gets weird. So I'm assuming like for Star Wars, probably Dave Filoni did. I mean, Dave Filoni's not at a low level, but
No.
Kathleen Kennedy's obviously higher than him. And then is Eisner in charge of Disney still?
I would think so. I have like lost all fucking interest
In all Disney?
No, not well.
Or Star Wars?
I like Star Wars as what it could be.
Did you see Andor yet?
No,
Oh my god,
dude.
it's amazing.
I'm astonished if I can watch one movie a week now. Maybe two.
Make the time, dude.
How?
Oh my god, it sounds like I'm talking to my wife right now.
I got so much shit to do, and I got other shit to do.
Make time. If it's important, you'll make time for it.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
important.
That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make time
It's
for the
an
things
art,
that are
and it's
important.
something that you're.
And then I'm only getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep per night. Last night I got
AI do all your
Last
stuff
night
for
I got.
you.
The problem is
Don't you get interns? Have your interns do it.
they don't know shit. I love them. I love working with them. But like the higher level shit, like handling business stuff, they don't know that stuff.
Dealing with interns is difficult.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not a bad thing. It's just like they want to learn production. That's great. And I want to help them with that. But like they don't know the business side. And the business side is what's taking up all the time.
Yeah. How's that going? You got anything big on the horizon?
Oh, I actually got a good story about this.
Yeah. Can you talk about it?
I will, but it'll be brief. So we reached out to a potential client we pitched a year and a half ago.
Ooh.
And we went in there. Hilda and I went in there and we talked to her, and like she was super on board with working with us. And I think we gave her too many options, which is kind of my downfall whenever I do this, because I want people to know what they can have.
A la carte the shit out of it.
Yeah. And like in my mind, and I know I'm not my fucking audience, but in my mind, and in most people's mind, if you don't tell me what you can do, I don't know what you can do. Like, I don't know what's possible, right? Because in my head, Jason's head, I fucking think, well, you can do anything. But in practicality, the way I think everyone else thinks is, hey, I do video. And people go, oh, you mean like me talking into a camera? No, I mean like anything. They go, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, you want a fucking helicopter coming in with explosions and fucking sharks jumping up? We can do that. They're like, you can do that? It's like, yeah, anything you can imagine we can do. And then they go, well, can you talk on camera? And I'm like, anything you can do. So like when I give proposals out, I'm like, look, here's the vast fucking wasteland of stuff we can do. And I think it's giving overload. I think people see it and go, holy shit, this is way too much.
Well, like, can you just like cut it down to your meat and potatoes?
I'm going to, but like the issue is like what we want to do and what we think will actually work for a business isn't what every business wants. And a lot of businesses want like the potatoes, right? Because every other business does that. And it's like, yeah, but every other business is struggling to get attention when every other business looks the exact fucking same by doing the exact same fucking thing.
I know, but you can't like start off with jazz when you're like.
True. And that's why I never say the first project we do is going to be the jazz.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be the house beat. It's going to be the thing that is like fundamental, right? It's the doom, doom, doom. That's what you need first. Then we'll add in some hi-hats.
How do you introduce them to the different types of stuff? Do you do it via reels, like little 5-second reels? How do you show people?
I show them projects, and then I explain what we can do on top of that we haven't done physically yet.
But how do you show them things that you haven't done that you are assuming that you can do?
I walk through it. I'm actually pretty good in a meeting situation to get people engaged.
I think with our stuff, it's because it's so static, we can just show them pictures.
Mm-hmm.
The design director has created like this really impressive chart and he's broken it off into like a spectrum of like, these are all the different typologies. And like, as it goes more towards a direction, It kind of gives us an idea of the feel for what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that could be something that you could do.
Well,
But like,
so
like
I
you
show-
gotta like watch a thing though. That's
I
very
show
time
I show
consuming.
examples, and I show examples quickly. Like I'll find a sample of what I'm looking for that someone else did, and I say, look, like this is the kind of feel I want to go for. And that's like the number one thing that I try and push is it's not about the shot. It's not about the color or blah, blah, blah. I can do fucking anything you want to do. It's about the feeling. It's about the feeling that your audience is going to have about you when they watch it. And like, that's what I think some business owners don't get, or if they do, they just don't understand the true value of
Do you have to teach them like film? Like I can
Kinda.
I can say I have to like, you know, things will be more traditional or like contemporary, and then there's different types of contemporary, and there's like names for the looks of things.
I try not to use a vernacular as much as possible.
But that's not vernacular.
Well, it is if they don't know what the fuck it means.
Vernacular means, well, in architecture, vernacular means that it's just like a locally created thing.
Oh no, vernacular in language, in common and colloquial language, is its key terms or key phrases. You are using interior language rather than exterior language.
Okay, so for architecture, if it's vernacular architecture, it's something that only occurs in that small part of the world.
Okay, I mean that's kind of what it's like in communication theory, communication psychology, communication theory, and psychology theory. It's vernacular refers to only appearing in, like, if you have a certain kind of vernacular, you are using certain words to emphasize.
It is
something.
like it is a specific thing, but
Yeah.
you're worried about being specific with them.
I'm worried about being too
Gotcha.
specific. So
I
like
got you.
interior language would be like, we got some C stands over here with C47s attached to them. And like, you'd go like, what? I'd be like,
Give me the thing the camera goes on.
I got a stand with some clothespins. You know, like that's literally what it means. But like in the film industry, you don't say clothespins. You just fucking don't. You say C47s. You say C stands. You don't say stand because there's tens of dozens of different kinds of stands. So interior language allows me to communicate with film people, but you know, outside of that, I need to talk colloquial. So what it boils down to is not about the production, and that's what I think a lot of people want to hear is like, I want to see like, you know, the production. It's like, no, you want the feeling. You want how something's going to make you feel. Like no one buys a fucking product for the product. They buy the product for how it's going to help them, how it's going to make them feel. No one buys fucking shoes because they're shoes. They buy the shoes because, oh my God, they look dope. I'm going to look dope. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to not have back pain from these shoes. You know?
Do you do storyboards with your clients?
Of course I do.
Dude, the fact that you can draw as well as you can on the fly, I could see you being
That
like
helps.
a force to be reckoned with, to be able to do storyboards on the fly.
Yeah.
Like, this is how it's going to work. And then you show the arrows and the
I gotta do
movement.
that to tonight, actually.
I do that with like SketchUp. I can like literally build on the fly.
Yeah, dude. You with SketchUp is like watching, like, for lack of a better term, an artist work.
That's what yours is.
I know, but you with this fucking tool, it's ungodly fast and just amazing.
But I wish I could draw as well as you could.
But you
I think
definitely do. Holy
not
shit!
as
What are you
good as
talking
yours.
about?
No, because I can draw what I see. You understand like the actual mechanics of drawing way better than I do. Because I've
I can
seen
picture
like your
perspective.
Yeah, like, and I see you build your wireframes, and I know I should be doing that, but I never do. I draw as I see it, and that's like, it's not good.
I never thought about it as wireframes before, but yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah,
I do.
because you're building up layers on like what you want it to look like, and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's
Well,
like it just takes longer, and I don't go through the. It's like back to basics. Like if you know the basics
You
really
have
well,
to.
you are like so fucking powerful if you know the basics of just drawing. Like, you know, just get really good at drawing like your spheres, your rectangles, your
everything gets
cones.
broken down to like
Yeah.
3 shapes, man.
Yeah, and when you realize like that's all that it is, and then you can put them and manipulate them in space,
In the 3D
and
space,
then
right.
and then with a perspective, like you're fucking good. Like you are set. You can do anything, and it looks great.
Well,
That's you. I be like, okay,
you
that's a
do.
box. I don't.
oh man, like
No, I
every-
draw as I see it. I need to look at a thing.
Oh, really?
I have to look at it.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally, the way that
That makes sense.
a lot of my training is like and so my imagery looks way flatter than I want it to be.
But it's more like structured and more controlled, I feel.
And that's has a lot to do again with like it's the architecture brain of like my line weights have to be
precise.
I do with architects. Your line depth is done with line weights, and like with color a little bit, but like thick line versus thin line. Like I feel very comfortable with that. But yeah, I can't, and I should be better at doing what you're able to do. But I love drawing. I would love to get into watercolor too.
Oh, I love watercolor.
Watercolor is
terrible at it.
You need a shit ton of patience. You just lay it down
That's
and then
what
dry.
I can't do.
And I've never done it with a dryer, but like I always wonder, like if I just had a dryer, I wonder what I can make this look like. Some people can do just like amazing things,
Right?
With your with watercolor and like just a white pen.
Yeah,
I just love that shit.
I've seen
cool.
people in person throw down color and then start painting, and it's just like I don't fucking get how you can get that kind of like mindset. Like I need the fucking line work before I can do anything else because the line work's going to change from what I have it in my head.
Yeah, I know you go to screw it up. When I would do sculpture, when I would do like wire sculptures and stuff like that, it would always be like I know what I want and I have to get the proportions, but like you'll fuck a proportion up and you're like, no, I gotta like really scrunch this wire in here to make it work and everything. I really want to get back into that too.
You should. Oh my God, you should. I know that's fucking. I hate when people say that to me, like not in a bad way, but it's like it's so frustrating to be like, you should do more of this, and it's like, motherfucker, I'm doing so much goddamn things right now. Adding this one other thing is just going to be a chore.
I know.
So
with me,
I take that back.
It is a guilt because I should be doing more studying for my ARE, and I can't mentally put myself into like taking up art full time again until I'm done with it. But the problem is I need to stop doing everything else so I can study the ARE. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Sounds like a catch-22.
Yeah.
So the commercial we're going to shoot, we pitched it yesterday with our main crew and our interns, and we're making something that's going to be kind of challenging to do, but at the same time, it's going to be probably the most visual thing I've done. So it's a simple commercial idea for a holistic makeup company.
Very cool.
And we watched a bunch of makeup commercials and we got like an overall sense of what everyone does. And I was like, I don't want to do any of this. I want to do something that stands away from it. It makes it feel very like visceral, but at the same time comfortable as hell. And the mission going into this was it had to aim at Gen Z. It had to aim at getting people in the door, not just buying the product, but in the door. And then it had to make you completely aware and feel that this is all natural shit. There's no chemicals, everything's chemicals, but like no like harmful chemicals.
Is it like safer or like animal or cruelty free?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like
you should tell me what it is. Heather only uses cruelty free.
There's the woman who owns the business is the business is called Lena Rose, and there's two places. There's a Chicago one and a Naperville one. And the Chicago one can't fucking not be busy. They are crazy good. Mm-hmm. The Naperville location can't get people in the fucking door. Like they do okay, but not enough to blow the fuck up the way they are in Chicago.
Where are they in Chicago?
I don't know. To me, Chicago is just like an amalgamation of like one little block. Like I don't understand north, south, anything
There's
like
like
that.
30 different neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
It's like 30 different towns all to make up one city.
Yeah,
with a big urban core.
It's all downtown where there's no parking and people are mad. So
it's bigger than downtown, right?
Huh?
And there's like little towns all over the place. There's like little main streets all over the place.
To be completely honest, if you would have told me that maybe like 8 years ago, I've been like, I don't understand what you're saying.
If you learn where the intersecting is, what is it, like State Street and Monroe, which is like right in the middle, and all you got to do is just like, if it's north, like they'll give you the north block or the south block or the east or the west block, and then that essentially tells you where you are geographically within Chicago. So like if you're at the, the 53 block, you're at Wrigley Field, if you're at the.
But not every street has those numbers on it.
They do. When you're walking, next time you're in Chicago,
yeah.
look at the actual numbers.
Yeah.
It'll give you the number of the block above. Like there'll be a name, but then there'll be a number above that.
I'll look for it because I've looked for them before, and whatever road I was on didn't have anything, and I was like, that's fucking frustrating.
It's usually small. It's hard to see it.
Okay,
it's like
maybe that's it.
If
Maybe
I remember correctly, it's like right up. Like you'll have it in big words, and then in smaller font above is like the block number.
I will pay attention better.
And that just helps you know where it was.
I mean, that makes sense.
The city of Chicago was designed by a postal worker. As far as like the
fuck out.
The numbering system.
Shit.
It was like a postal worker who proposed it.
That's smart as hell, man.
It is smart as hell. Yeah. Every 8 blocks is a mile.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it's a design city. Like there's only a handful of design cities in America.
Washington, D.C.
Well, yeah, Washington, D.C.
I want to bring up.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.'s one. Boston's one. Savannah, Chicago.
So what makes a design city versus an undesigned city?
There was, I mean, if it just happens kind of on the fly and like when things get built a little bit, like when you look at, like say, if you look at like Elgin, like you can see what the original plat was and like what the city streets were and everything was located for, everything was supposed to be in a certain place and everything's thought through. For example, Villa Street in Elgin?
I do.
That was the intended downtown.
Yeah, right.
But there's no downtown buildings on Villa Street. Chicago is the downtown. Chicago and like Duncan Avenue and all those things.
Okay, yeah.
That's where like all the things congregated and it was all closer to the river. The reason why Gifford put it on Villa Street is because it was higher up and it wouldn't be affected by flooding.
Flooding. Okay, yeah.
But they put all the stuff down there and they flooded so many times that they put it exactly where it was intended to be planned. And then it would have worked fine. With Chicago, it was something called the City Beautiful movement that was going on around like the late 1800s, early 1900s. And it was the idea of, if we can design towns, we can design cities. And like the whole, like the road network and everything of Chicago was the Burnham plan.
Burnham?
Yep, Burnham.
What does that mean?
Burnham is the name of the guy who designed.
Oh, the post office worker.
No, Burnham is actually an architect who was and also became the city planner for Chicago.
Okay.
He did a lot of like some of the more famous buildings downtown. Like he is like, when it comes to architecture, it's like a Penn and Teller. You had Penn, like Burnham was this huge, larger than life man with like a big walrus mustache, could talk to anybody, always had all these great ideas. And his buddy Root was he was like the smaller guy who
Burnham and Root.
Yeah, Burnham and Root. That's man.
A dope fucking
dude.
Name.
Chicago was like the first school of architecture was a lot of like Louis Sullivan, but
I know that name.
Burnham and Root those guys were the shit, man. There's and you saw it in there's a cemetery in Chicago. It's a Graceland Cemetery. It's called the Architect Cemetery. It's like super famous and like Mies van der Rohe's buried there.
Been there.
Yeah. Burnham, his final resting place for him and his wife is like on an island in the middle of the lake there. Like he did everything huge.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like he's the one that said, make no little plans for it does not stir the hearts of men. I mean, he's so baller.
Oh, that's such a, okay. I got to write that down. Like I'm collecting quotes.
I think it's something similar, like it doesn't stir the heart and blood of men, but more or less that's what it is. And he was awesome. He had like all these amazing, awesome ideas. He came up with the city plan where they had the intersecting boulevards. It's similar in the way that Washington, D.C. was, where they had the boulevards. I don't remember what our intersecting ones, but like he had all these ideas of like different harbors. Like Burnham Harbor is out there, and you can kind of see like part of Burnham Harbor is built. Waverly Island, or is it Waverly Island, is the one that the airport out there used to be on, and now it's like a bird sanctuary. I think they wanted a plan to actually have camping out there, but it's where that airport used to be.
I don't know that very well.
There was an airport that was right in Chicago, man, John, what is the name of that airport? It was a really famous airport. I think my grandpa used to like fly in and out of there. Everybody would fly in and out of there because you fly like literally downtown on a peninsula right there in the loop, or like right off the loop. Yeah, dude.
Oh, I don't know this at all.
After September 11th happened, September 12th, the mayor of Chicago bulldozed big X's in the runway to get rid of it finally.
My God.
And he got sued by the FAA because he didn't have he wasn't allowed to do it.
Of course not.
But he did it and it was gone, and he got fined a shit ton of money, and he didn't give a shit. He got exactly what he wanted.
Oh, he thought he was doing a service. And
well, he thought that it was always a security issue with Chicago, that like eventually there's going to be a thing where you're going to have some sort of like really bad crash over the city.
Okay. I kind of get it.
So in his mind, he was doing the right thing, and maybe he did. I know who does the flight simulator? Is it Microsoft does the flight simulator?
My Microsoft.
Yeah. So your starting point is that airport, Meigsfield.
Oh no shit,
Meigsfield. Yeah,
I've never fucking heard of it.
Yeah, it's like right next to Soldier Field. And it's the location of the 1933 World Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go out there now, they do music and stuff. It's the entry onto the Waverly Island is where the museum campuses are. So like your field museum, the aquarium.
I know the area
and the planetarium
very well.
That's the entrance to Waverly Island.
No
it's cool.
Shit.
It's just like it used to be a big airport. They demoed it all. They just turned it into like a big outdoor sanctuary. I know like another architect did a design proposal to like redo the whole thing, and like you could like I don't know where they are with that, but I think the idea was to like put a couple more islands out there so you can actually have people like go fishing and camp out there. Like, can you imagine how like it's so cool it would be to go camping right there, like on the lake?
Yes.
And it's a complete forest.
Yes.
And like you have Chicago behind you, but you're in the middle of nowhere on this huge island. And it ain't small, dude. It's the size of an entire airport, like the grounds of an airport that they're just turning back into a forest.
No shit.
It's really neat.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea. I just saw a photo on Facebook of someone who took a screenshot of America, and they put all the area along the East Coast from Florida all the way up to like New York, and they just circled it and said, well, why don't we just fill this in with dirt and we can have more land? And then the first comment underneath it was, I want you to leave your house, get on the first school bus you see.
Oh, is that the one where somebody wanted to dig a trench from the east to the west coast?
I didn't see that.
I saw that one recently too.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy. Okay.
So speaking of dumb people, we protested this week.
We did.
Against dumb people.
Against dumb people. What were your like kind of expectations going into it?
Dude, I tend to prepare for most of the worst. I would love to say I prepare for the worst, but I don't. Like I don't go all the way out and prepare correctly. But I prepared for more of like a mindset of what if shit happens badly. So like I over prepared. I brought a bag full of medical supplies, and I brought alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. I brought gauze. I brought bottles of water for people if they needed it. I brought nothing that could be construed as a weapon. Like I made sure like I took out all my safety pins, everything like that. The thing that I had mostly like a weapon was a camera, which looked like a fucking gun from far away. But like I had to show the cops as I was walking, and they were like, "Oh, we don't give a shit." Which, by the way, I need to write thank you letters to the cops, which I haven't done yet. So I was preparing for negativity, but like I can't tell you how positive the whole experience was. It was so fucking amazing.
100%. That was like super positive. When I went, like Heather wanted I really wanted her to go, but she was scared for the exact same reasons that you and I were.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're walking into. You don't know. In my mind, it was going to be like us on one side and counter protesters on the other side of the street is what I thought it was going to be. But like And I also I was worried about walking there because I'm within walking distance. I'm super close. Like it's like a 5-minute walk. And I was like worried about like getting jumped on the way back and everything. And
were you worried about that as you were walking back?
Walking there or back?
I told you
I was worried.
I was going to drive.
Well, no. At first I was.
Oh, okay.
So I made my sign and everything, and I drove there into the truck, and I was like, "There's no parking." And I remember thinking like, "Oh my god, like this is way bigger than I thought." So I got there like right at 11.
Okay.
And I'm like, shit, I can't find parking anywhere. Drove all the way back to the house, asked Heather if she wanted to go. She said, no, I'm still scared.
Yeah.
So I just took like all my wallet and everything I took out. I had like I didn't want to carry any identification or anything. I took everything off me, and I just had my keys and my sign. And I just walked towards the location. And I told you this, but it'd be cool to like tell everybody. When I was walking down the street, a little boy and his friend were just getting out of their car. The little boy was wearing a Spider-Man outfit, and his friend was wearing an Iron Man costumes. And the little boy who was dressed like Spider-Man saw me, and he fucking snapped his heels together and gave me a salute. And I'm like, this is gonna be cool. Like that's cool. And I remember I stood up a little bit taller.
Right.
And I had my big stick, my big sign on a stick, and just walked all the way over there. I remember as soon as I got down there, there was like already hundreds of people. And I just I just got in like just on the end and just set my sign down. And I'm like, this is where I'm going to sit. Like, I didn't want to wander around too much to find you. So I'm like, well, it just felt weird.
I didn't bring my phone. So of course,
that's fine. Yeah. I didn't,
we should have talked about it ahead of time.
Yeah. I thought about that too. Like online, they say that you're supposed to like set your phone to airplane mode because you can be tracked and everything.
But you can still get through that, by the way. Just even if you're on airplane mode, it's still trackable. If your fucking phone is off, it's still trackable.
I don't know. I mean, I brought it with just in case.
Yeah.
Because the other thing was just like, well, you have the choice of like you put it on airplane mode or like if you're going to need it to film things, like that's important too. So I was like, all right.
That's why I brought my camera instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I just sat there on the end for like an hour, and dude, it was awesome. Everybody was just like so many people being positive, honking the horns when they're going through. Everybody's like cheering.
My ears are still ringing, by the way, from all the horns. That was loud as shit.
It was awesome. It was so positive.
It's not negative. It was wonderful. But I tell you, when I got in the car, it was like, whoa. I didn't realize how fucking loud it was.
It was awesome. I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
I think they said like Geneva had they had like almost 3 times as many.
Oh, people. For real?
Yeah, Geneva's
all
really
the photos
big.
Did not look it
In Geneva?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I drove through for the hands-off protest, like they were lined up all along Route 31 for like almost like a quarter mile. I
wish I was at that one.
There was way more space. So I'm doing it in Elgin. This is where I live.
No, I meant for that protest. I wasn't a part of the hands-off.
Heather and I were doing something else. We talked about it. She was scared. I'm like, well, she doesn't want to do it. And she was worried about me. But yeah, dude, I'll do it again.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, there's only like one real asshole there. Some like an actual.
There were 2 mega that I saw.
Well, it was it was like a guy and his girl.
Yeah.
They literally had white supremacist tattoos and an OKKK shirt.
Which I feel stupid about not
wearing a MAGA hat and we're at the 1776 flag.
Yeah,
and all he did was just walk through the crowd
and berating people.
And actually, he wasn't berating anybody.
He called people faggots.
Oh well,
and that's when I spun around and I'm like, nope. And I got the camera out and I was like, if something's going to go down, I didn't want to instigate anything, but my very first thought was someone will. And if this guy retaliates first, if this guy hits first, I need proof of it, because I don't want, like, everyone we talked to there had the same mindset. It felt like they were there to peacefully protest. No one was there like getting ready to fucking fight. Everyone was there for the idea that we are us. We are people. We are people fighting together legally with the Constitution.
Yeah.
not against it. So I just felt like he was absolutely gonna start something.
Yeah, and he just literally like stalked through the crowd for I don't know, what was the whole 5 hours. He just kind of walked from one end to the other and just mean mugging people. People would like bite onto it right away. And
there was the other guy with the full face mask, and like he was like live streaming and talking into a mic. And he would just walk through the crowds talking about, well, this fucker did this, and these guys are fucking doing this. And I just heard him mumbling as he would walk by.
I didn't see him.
At the very end, before we left, I saw him like walk down the street, and he like made sure his mask was on, but you can tell he was like sweating a lot. And I knew like as soon as he rounded a fucking corner, I guarantee he took the mask off. But like he just looked unhappy and like that the fight didn't happen.
Yeah, so Hilda posted all the photos that she took. I saw like one of the people on there, her reply was, I see a lot of hate in these photos. Be happy that you can do it in your country. I can't do it in mine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, how do you see hate in there?
There's no hate. None.
I mean, there are signs that said fuck Trump, but
yeah, fuck him. But that's not a hate thing. That's a, you don't belong in what you're doing. Get the fuck out. It's not, I'm going to fucking ransack your house. And, that's not the case. That's violent. That's hate. I don't want you doing what you're doing because you are damaging people's lives.
Like the online stuff is just, it's so crazy. Like I posted like, I'm proud of you, Elgin. And my last shop supervisor, like my last like big boss, when I was in the military, like he replied and said, "Are you proud that your party's killing its own?" And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
What are you talking about?
He like how the right is already trying to adjust the narrative that that assassin that killed all the politicians in Minnesota,
beyond proven.
He was convinced that it's it's all a thing, and that was a Democrat that killed another Democrat. I'm like, dude, I haven't talked to you in forever. I just said like, it's nice to hear from you again. It's been a long time. At the time, I had no idea what he was talking about. I remember just reading it and thinking like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, what do you mean killing their own? Because like the last thing that I read was that he was an anti-abortion preacher. And he wanted to kill Democrats. And I don't think that he's going to be a Democrat.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wrote to him. He didn't reply. The next day I wrote back again. He didn't reply.
It's hard to reply when you're wrong. I mean, not.
You can always take your post down.
They do it all the time.
Like seriously, like dude, you haven't talked to me in decades.
Yeah.
Like that's how you're going to come at me like a spider monkey like that? and be wrong?
And be wrong, yeah.
Like so wrong.
Just do absolutely no research. Just listen to whatever you're told in a headline, and not even read the fucking articles. You did this to me years ago. Like you put me in my place. You checked me. I was reading articles about something. This was years ago. I think it was like Trump's first term, and I was reading something, and you were like, "Did you read the article?" I was like, I wanted to say yes and just be like, "Of course I did," but I was like, fuck, I must have missed something. So like I read the article and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm totally wrong. The headline was a goddamn misleading. And now it's like whenever I read a headline that kind of piques my interest, I'm like, John's going to yell at you. You better go fucking read it.
Well, that's how they write. They write the things to get you to.
Of course they do. It's
all
clickbait.
Yeah, it's all yellow journalism.
It's fucking like everything. Marketing is just so goddamn like 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds. That headline is the 0.5 seconds of the article. It's obscene. My
uncle was like he already, he ignores all the bad stuff that's going on.
Oh, of course.
And he doesn't want to. It chills me to the bone that like all he wants to talk about is like the S&P 500 and how I'm an idiot for. Like don't fall for any other things. It's like, dude, they're like literally dragging women and children, like putting hoods on them and like taking them off.
Yeah.
Like, he's tried to chide me, be like, how dare you, compare Hitler to Trump. And
I
it's
don't
like,
get that argument.
It's like, dude, if you like, fine, I'll give you. He's not 1940s Hitler, but if you can't see the 1920s and 1930s Hitler here, dude, you either didn't pay attention in school, or like you desperately need to read a book. No. And also, he's the guy that said like everything that he knows is from a 1934 book on the Nazi Party.
That's
like,
what I wanted to say.
You missed out on a lot of it. But yeah, I mean, he's like, he was talking about there's a merger that's going on with Nippon is a steel steel manufacturer out of Japan.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest steel manufacturers in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how they're buying U.S. steel.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like he's trying to, I mean, like, dude, like a month ago he's telling me how Donald Trump owns the working class for the next several generations because of everything that he's doing, and he's doing this tariffs to bring jobs back. But
you mean own as in depleting and demoralizing?
No,
and
like
destroying?
No, he thinks that Donald Trump is secretly a Democrat. And that's why the Republicans don't like him. Secretly, he's a Democrat.
I forgot about that.
It's so bizarre, dude. But like he'll talk at me, and when I'll ask him questions, I'll be like, because like you just told me how important it was that all these US jobs get brought back here, and how we have like all these US companies, but like a foreign company is buying out US steel. Like we have more billionaires than anybody else in America.
I think we have more billionaires in the world, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Hasn't that been taken over from?
Dude, we have way more. We've always had more billionaires than everybody else.
I thought it laid heavy in the Middle East. Like
they're wealthy there, but they're nowhere near as many billionaires as we have.
All right.
So many billions. It's because they own
everything.
They own everything. They were incredibly productive, and they pay us shit.
Yeah.
And all the labor they sent overseas, and all that's left is like $7.50 an hour service jobs.
This is why my job failed. This is why my business is in decline, because I always pay my employees or my team members higher than what everyone else is paying, because I value the fucking work. And that's why I'm not doing so good in business.
I mean, dude, I just it's so frustrating.
It is.
It's like, dude, like all you want to do is talk about all this other stuff. Like that's like it. Like what I was saying was, it chills me to the bone that like you are mentally going through the thing of like this, everything else, it doesn't matter. Like I might make an extra $1.
Yeah,
that's so gross to me.
Yeah,
like the world is a bigger plan. Like all of these things are going to happen. I told him, like, dude, buy a gun and learn how to use it. Because like you live in an incredibly affluent neighborhood in Minneapolis, like one of the most affluent neighborhoods in America. You make all of this money and you don't have to work. Yet you're gonna like tell me like, oh, cool, you were in a punk band, or like you were almost in a punk band once.
Oh, okay.
You were almost in a punk band once, so like that makes you okay.
I was gonna say,
you're gonna send me like Bill Maher things all the time, like, dude. Bill Maher is not like, I look up to Bill Maher and all of his his policies. Like he has a real good grasp of what's going on with poor people in America. The thing is, I'm not even poor. Like I'm like Heather and I are doing okay. But the thing is that I was incredibly poor, living on people's couches.
Yeah.
Like fucking destitute, homeless. Like it's like when he talks to me, he's talking to me like I'm a millionaire. And I'm not.
Well, because you're white.
Yeah. I mean,
and like, okay, so I've dealt with rich people before. I don't like it. But rich people have this exact same mindset as Apple users. People who only use Apple products will call a cell phone iPhones. They'll call an Android phone your iPhone. They'll call your laptop a MacBook. They will only use the vernacular of the Mac interior world, right? Like they don't see anything else being even comparable. So the rich people do the exact same thing.
That's marketing, though.
Well, no, yeah.
It's incredible marketing.
I agree, but it's also like the mindset of someone who thinks I'm better than you, and maybe not outwardly saying it, not like even acknowledging it, but it's the idea that, well, we all have iPhones. It's like, no, motherfucker. Some of us have Android. Some of us have other aspects. I know people who are still rocking fucking Blackberries. Just because you are rocking something that you use all the time does not mean everyone else is. And it's really, really off-putting when people tell that to me. And I get the exact same feeling from rich people. They're like, oh, well, we'll just go hire a cleaner.
Yeah.
You know, just go do this. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I had my boss at one of my last jobs. He's like, I'm like, I got to go home. He's like, why do you have to go home? You know, like a typical asshole boss would say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to mow my lawn. He goes, mow your lawn? He's like, why don't you just
pay someone?
Yeah. He's just like, hire a Jose or Hose B like I do. And it's like, oh.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Oh. I hate that. That drives me up a wall.
Yeah. Fucking, and it's never people born on third. It's people born on second and people born on first that are just disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So I will ratify my statement based on what you just said. I know a rich guy. Literally one of the most generous, kind souls I've met. Like positivity overflow, because he knows he was given what he was given, but then he worked for it. You know, like he didn't like let it ride himself. Like
did it though?
I don't know. I've heard
like
his story.
Always had a parachute.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
I don't know. Like he might have like he started off on the right side. He started off on the positive side, on the black side of the ledger. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he ever hit red. I don't know if there was a parachute behind it. But I do know I've seen him with his employees.
Did he come from wealth?
I think so. But I don't know. I don't know.
Come on.
No, dude, again, I am the first one to agree.
When you have people who are like, oh, well, we didn't have any money. We only had $1 million.
Yes. Okay, agreed. But he's never done that. Every time I've ever heard him talk or been around him or his team, it's never been, well, I came from nothing. Oh, I came from like low and I built myself up. He's never done that. He's like,
because they have different conversations than you and I do. Like it's from a totally different world where they don't talk about it.
I agree with you. But this is why I'm ratifying my statement a little bit, because I do believe that. I do believe that the rich people are iPhone users. They are the Apple mindset. Except this one guy, when I have seen him and known him. And granted, I also know him from other people and they all think the same thing. Just a genuinely, like if you didn't know what he did, you would not think he was rich. You would think he would just like a dude who just likes to hang out and chill. Like he doesn't go off on extravagant shit. He's just,
dude, if you're wealthy, you also could just hang out and chill.
I know. That's nice.
But the thing is, like the guys who are like incredibly wealthy.
Oh, he's not incredibly, but
the people who are super wealthy, the people born on third base, like old
Trump.
money, I would rather deal with old money.
I don't know, man.
New money?
New money is like this chip on your shoulder piece of shit. Old money is bent into your fucking soul that you're better than someone else.
You think, yeah. Well, I don't know. But then I say that like Trump came from old money.
Yes.
He's a cunt.
I mean, he's a super cunt. You see what his fucking kids are doing right now? Like literally, I saw what they were doing and I blocked it out of my brain, so I can't even tell you what it was. But I read like 3 articles on it and I can't tell you what they were doing, but they were just being giant pieces of shit. It's something with crypto and
it's all grifting, dude.
It's all grifting. That's all I read when I see it.
So when I read that book on Machiavelli,
which I'm super interested in,
it's very interesting. That whole lecture series is incredible. One of the things that he remarked on from Livy was saying that like you can't have the poor people live like the very wealthy. Like it's super important for like the republic to be able to go on. It's because you can't have everybody just sitting around not working. Like I remember them
Isn't that
saying,
where we're going though?
Well, that's the thing. Like
AI
it's super
and fucking
important in
robots?
society. It's super important in society that only a small group of people never work, and are parasites on. They don't call them parasites.
I was gonna say, like,
but like no,
accurate.
seriously, like billionaires and everything, they're parasites.
Yeah, of course they are.
They don't do anything, and they just suck off of.
Yeah.
They suck off of everybody else. And they were saying, like, if everybody was parasitic, society would collapse.
Of course it would. But why do we need those?
You don't.
Okay, you said you did. You said you do.
Well, they say that they exist.
Oh, okay.
You're always going to have. You're always going to have these parasitic groups. That's the aristocracy. That's Congress is what Congress is essentially based off of, or specifically like the senators and the House. The House of Lords is. They were like the people who were, you know, due to absolutism, you know, there's something magical in their blood, and that's the reason why they have this, and you don't. You know, there's always a carrot that they dangle out there that you can, if you only work hard enough, you could be like me, and you can.
Right.
But it never happens. You know, it's always like that, and this has been going on for thousands of years, and it's going on right now. You know, it's just ridiculous.
It is. So what are you reading now that you've got done with Machiavelli? And it's been a week, John. What 2 books have you read this week?
No, well, I've gone on. There's a book that I have that's about. It's called like the big. It's called the Big Three, and it's about like
My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto.
It's it was like Smith, Kinsian, and Marx, like the 3 big like people who studied economics.
Mm-hmm.
They started talking about like Wealth of Nations with Smith. It's really fucking boring.
I can hear it in your voice, man.
It's boring. A lot of it has to do the reader's not that great.
Oh, that kills it for me.
You know what? Actually, I was gonna do this. So I only get like a book a month that I get that I pay for.
Oh, I just
and I get it, like my book literally shows up in like an hour and 7 minutes is when I get my credit. So I was going to ask you, or like, what do you think? Because it's cool. Like I have like, you get a wish list on Audible, and I have like hundreds of books on here, and I add books as I go, and then as it goes, I get really excited about like what I'm going to pick. Like right now I was listening, it was called the Big Three in Economics is the one that I was listening to. I got like 7 hours left on that one. It's pretty boring. And it's
Chat GPT summarized.
So it's really hard, but you can't do that, dude. You can't do that.
I get what you're saying. You need to drudge through it. You need
to drudge through it. Like you need to actually like fully understand.
It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You gotta get through season 1, man.
You gotta get through season 1. The other one I was listening to, and I've been like kind of like listening to this over time. It's called the Republican Noise Machine, it's the history of how the Republican Party uses propaganda. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Very Rupert Murdoch.
The guy, his name's David Brock, who did it, and he's the guy who was kind of he did a lot of stuff against the Clintons.
Okay.
Like anything, if you hate the Clintons, it's probably due to something that he made up. I also hate the Clintons. It's probably completely unfounded, but he's the guy that did it. So he's obviously very good at it. But some of the books that I'm looking to do, the most recent one that I saw, it's called The Dawn of Everything. It's by DAavid Grayber. Dude, I love David. So DAavid Grayber he's awesome. It's a shame he passed away. He had cancer and he's passed away a handful of years ago. But he's an anthropologist and an anarchist.
Okay.
And I talked about him. I listened to his book Bullshit Jobs when I drove to San Antonio.
I remember you telling me this. Yeah.
So he's awesome because he has this really unique way of like seeing the whole world through the view of an anthropologist, right? Mm-hmm. And he can kind of like, he like looks in the way that like a geologist will look at the layers of the earth. That's kind of how he sees societies and the way that they're put together. So it's incredibly cool the way he does that. But because he's an anarchist, if you ever want to get out of your bubble on like whether you're a Republican or you're a Democrat and you want to know why you should hate everybody, read a book from an anarchist because they hate government in general.
Okay, right, yeah.
And if you want to know all the bad things that the Democratic Party's done, read DAavid Grayber. He's like, it's very illuminating. He's very good at standing outside. He's Dr. Pepper. He's like, fuck this, dude. Pepsi and Coke suck ass. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be very obvious why, because I'm my own thing. and both of you suck, and this is why. Because when the Democrats talk shit about Republicans, they're not going to tell you any of the things that they've done, and vice versa with the Republicans with the Democrats. They're not going to talk through all this stuff. FYI, if you're saying to yourself right now, with all 4 people that listen to this, both sides are the same. Fuck you. You're so fucking wrong. You are so fucking wrong. Read a fucking book. I'm sorry you didn't pay attention in school. You are so fucking wrong. They are not the same. One side is way worse than the other. And if you haven't figured out which, well, sorry. So anyway, DAavid Grayber, he has a book called The Dawn of Everything, which it is like, let's see here. It is like, it's just, the summary says an all-encompassing treatise on modern civilization offering bold revisions of canonical understanding in sociology, anthropology, archaeology, and political philosophy that led to where we are today. Seems like a very cool one to hear, like a guy being like, so and his premise is like a lot of the way that we saw, or a lot of the way that we kind of see on how, or I don't know, how do I rephrase this? A lot of the way that we understand the past is off the shoulders of the way that like people during like the 1800s saw the world, or 1800s and before, like during the Enlightenment. Well, they didn't have like a really good understanding of the way things were, and we, they're a basis of our understanding, but like it's probably not the best way to do it, because it was all like hugely Eurocentrism is like a really big deal. Of course, when I talk to my uncle, he says that's a Marxist plot to think of Eurocentrism, because he fucking knows everything. All right, the next book that I'm looking at is Apple in China. Okay, this one looked really, really cool. This is by Patrick McGee. I saw this on I think he was on Jon Stewart. Apple in China is a story of how essentially Apple built the China that we know today. Okay, you're right. And he goes like, this is, it sounds like you don't like Apple very much, or Apple people, so you would probably really like this book.
I'm not negative against that. I just need to put that out there.
He's going into like how, how the entire tech industry and the whole government of China was funded by Apple and our iPhones, because like they built the entire system in China to make it all work, and invested like fucking billions and billions and billions of dollars into China, and made China that we know today. It is as strong as it is, as the technology that it has the war fighting capabilities, because Apple invested so much money into it.
Oh shit.
This is what happens when you have one of our companies go overseas and get cheap labor. They essentially trained all of China how to kick our asses. And he like really illuminated the fact. He's like, this thing where they want to make all these investments in America, they'll say, shit, what was it? Like, they want to invest like $13 billion or some amount of money into the system. They invested like 10 times more money in like a fraction of the time into China than they want to actually invest in America.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course.
Oh, it's fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit. That's what I mean.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit. I mean, of course, because like that's how they're projecting it. They're projecting it like, look what fucking great thing we're doing.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, it's not Consuelo's fault that that there's no fucking jobs in the town that you and your dad grew up in. It's because a fucking billionaire like shipped all the jobs overseas because he doesnn't want to fucking pay you.
I can't wait to get rid of all these illegals so I can get me one of them engineer jobs.
Yeah, dude. Like, as shitty as it sounds, like there was a lot of time and money invested in telling like everybody like you should go to college and be an engineer and be a part of the designer class and design this stuff. Be one of the people who's designing the products, and then we can get the cheap labor overseas, and it comes back, and then everybody kind of benefits. But I think like construction workers and stuff like that doesn't work out for as well for them. Like they didn't have to do that though, because we still need to build all this shit. But I don't know. Like you should have gone to fucking college when you had the chance. No, I don't know. It's a shitty way of saying it too. But I mean, like, dude, like they gave everybody an opportunity to go to college to learn something.
Until fucking politics took over and said, now you have to pay for college.
Yeah, that did happen. They turned it into an industry.
They turned it into capitalism.
They fucking ruined everything.
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with capitalism. I think capitalism fails because people are greedy.
Well, I mean, but you're never going to undo that.
No, you're not.
No.
Because that's systemic. That's fucking core values.
I know. The only way that, according to Livy, republics have to burn down and start over from the beginning every once in a while.
Thomas Jefferson said that
when he was quoting Livy.
Oh, no shit. Is that where?
Well, Livy's from like 2,000 years ago.
I get it. I'm just saying it's nice to have like a more modern representation.
Yes. Livy was like the OG guy that said like, we should learn from our past.
So he's like Tupac.
Tupac as fuck. The other book I'm looking at, like the Moby Dick. Have you ever read Moby Dick?
Yeah.
Serious? And you didn't like it?
I read it at a young age. Do I think I'd read it again? Like, do I think I would enjoy it? Probably not. But my mind is also highly based in theory. Like, I love critical theory. Mm-hmm. But reading and critical theory does not compute in my brain. I need the visual representation of it.
What does that have to do with Moby Dick?
So like a lot of people see like this much deeper context to this book. Like there's like all these deeper values and meanings of like, you have, man versus man, man versus self, man versus nature. And you have all these like, the whale represents blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Like I can't acknowledge that if I'm reading. Like reading to me is like, it's verbatim.
So are you saying you just at a base level, you don't enjoy the story?
Well, okay. I think the story is very boring.
Yeah.
I think it's very dull. I've tried reading segments of it in the last maybe like 15 years or so.
I think I see that there's a lot of abridged versions of Moby Dick because they say there's just so much extra shit.
Dude, I'll abridge it right now. There's a fucking whale. Mm-hmm. Doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens at all.
And then the end happens. And then Queequeg.
So anyway, the other book is East of Eden. Did you read that one?
No, I know the story though.
The reason why I had those two is because supposedly like those are the two greatest books ever written. Like everybody keeps saying, oh, those are amazing books, and I put them on my list.
East of Eden?
John Steinbeck.
No, I know, but dude, okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna piss off every fucking reader with this next statement. Yeah, I don't like readers. Steinbeck.
I mean, The Jungle was good.
The Jungle, what it did was good. The book was not.
I like the book.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I don't want to yuck someone's yum. It's not that it wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it. What it did for culture, what it did for society was fucking great.
It kickstarted the labor movement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was, you
incredibly
had OSHA, you had fucking regulations come in, which is all being fucking undone right now. Did you hear that whole, the poultry commission gave a $5 million check to the Trump campaign. And now all of a sudden they don't have any regulations anymore dealing with salmonella. Anyway, continue. Tell me about your little Steinbeck book.
When people die, I'm sure they'll figure out how to blame Biden.
Why is Hunter Biden's penis doing this to us?
Yeah, I know, it's so crazy.
That's absolutely the episode name.
Dude, you know what? Let's talk about the signs when we're out there. I think that would make an amazing sign. Why is Hunter Biden's penis?
You didn't see that? That was a sign.
No, was it?
That was the first sign we saw when we drove in. We're like, I love that. We are home.
Why is Hunter Biden's penis doing this to us? Oh man.
Okay, the signs were fucking great, and it was kind of like a camaraderie because you're kind of trying to one up someone, but not in a bad way. More like in like a, dude, I get it. I love it. It's a great comment. Oh, I love yours too. Like, and then you see a lot of stuff where it's like people have just, they found a stay statement online and copied it. But I don't look down on that. I'm not like trying to be a hipster. It's like literally, I think that's cool because that's the one you identify with. That's the one that makes you go, fuck yes, I want to say that as well. I mean, that's cool.
It was cool, and it was neat to kind of see all the things. It was a lot of words. Like
so much text.
My brain doesn't work that way. Like I want
You like
Because
images.
my brain says like you have to do everything with imagery, which like I at the last minute,
It's fucking Queek Web.
I know. Wait, what? At the last minute, like I put in the
the no kings and Trump.
Yeah, no king, no Trump.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Yours was awesome. Yours was like graphic artist, awesome stuff.
See, I think it was the exact opposite. I think yours was the graphic.
Many people took photos of yours. Some people took photos of mine, but not nearly as many as yours.
I drew a fat baby.
Yeah, but that's exactly what people wanted to see.
I mean,
it was a very large fat baby.
That's literally all I can do, John. I can make people look ugly. I want to try and do that as like a job. Like when I was doing the comic, I was going on Reddit for like Reddit Draw Me. And then I said, I'll do anyone. Know that I will not do you well. And people got onto it. I thought that was pretty fun.
Do you still do that?
I haven't done it in fucking forever.
I wanted to do Reddit Draw Me so much. I talked to Heather. I was like, do you want to draw on like a Friday night? And I told her about Reddit Draw Me.
Oh, that's great.
I thought that would be a really fun thing.
That'd be a good date night, man.
She doesn't like drawing as much as I do.
You can just do it though.
We do art stuff.
Really? Like what?
We paint. We go to like the painted stores where you paint things, like painted pottery type things.
Oh yeah, that's right. You told me about that. Did you do the drinking paints?
We did once, but I didn't like it very much. But it was the people we were with were kind of lame.
See, that's Andy. Like, she tries to find these things, and we do them like once every two years, where it's like we do like something out together, right? Like back in October, we made Lazy Susans, and I thought we were going to make like the actual Lazy Susan, but they made the wood, and we just poured the thing, and it was done, the epoxy, and we got them, and they're fucking dope. I love them. I'm so happy we did it. It was a lot of fun. But she really wants to do more stuff, and I think a cooking class would be cool. But like, she wanted to do like a drink and paint, and I was like, dude, I can paint here. I don't want to drink.
It could be. I think it would be fun if the people you're with.
If you had everyone was on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
that would be
we
dope.
were there. Like people were. It was like a work event with Heather's work. And they were so fucking annoying. They were so shitty to the person who was teaching the class. And I remember just thinking like, ugh.
No.
They just kind of grossed me out a little bit. They were so mean to her.
Oh, that bums me out.
They weren't paying attention. And they were just complaining. I don't have enough pain. What do I do here? It's like, fucking pay attention. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you had a real bad experience.
So I think if you're with people, like sometimes the thing that they're asking you to paint is kind of silly, but... Like you don't have to do exactly what they want you to do. You can do whatever you want.
Do it upside down.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Just to fuck with them.
What's going on here? How come my water's on the top? What did you do here?
What would you do? So let's say besides a draw night, what would be another like cool like date night thing that you can do artistically?
We did garden stepping stones.
What?
We just bought a thing to pour plaster in, and we bought like a whole bunch of like little tiles and stuff like that.
Get the fuck out.
Put it together. I made a monkey, and she made a mountain with a moon, and it's in our garden right now.
No shit. Like what? You just poured plaster? Like how do you make plaster?
Yeah. No, you just buy it mixed from.
Like
if you go to
potatoes?
Hobby Lobby, they have. Just a shit. They have aisles upon aisles of just like little kits of things to do.
Yeah.
Like we bought a box. We bought boxes that we wanted to paint.
I love doing that shit.
Yeah, we just do that type of stuff. Yeah, we like doing art stuff. There's a place we like in at Fox Valley Mall where we just paint. You just paint artwork. I painted
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like a dinosaur. She likes little dishes. I like dinosaurs. It works out well.
The last time I went to GenCon, which is happening like really soon, by the way, and I'm kind of bummed that, or maybe it just happened. I think it happened. I think it was in April. Anyway, I haven't been to GenCon in a while. Do you know what GenCon is?
Yeah, the gamer convention.
Yeah.
Indianapolis, right?
Yeah. Okay, I didn't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, and you just be like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
I got you.
The last time I went with Andy, and it was a fucking blast. Like I loved going with her. It was so much fun. because she kind of insisted on doing more of what's called the spouse activities. And when you go there, like you have to like sign up for stuff way ahead of time. And getting into stuff is actually kind of hard. So like you make a wish list of all the things you want to get into, like all the games you want to play and things like that. And if you don't get into them, and chances are, like if you're making a wish list, you won't get into more than half. Like it just will not happen. So you make a backup. And all my backups were like weirder things. And I got into some of those and those were cool. And then I did some of the spouse activities. And spouse activities are like, hey, I'm going to go to GenCon and play fucking games, but my wife hates games, but she wants to come anyway. So there's all this shit that she can do that aren't game related. So there's like yoga classes, there's fun runs, there's reading, there's macrame, there's fucking like toolkits. Like you can make, there's tons of fucking craft stuff, right? So Andy found...
I've never heard of a convention that was so worried about doing things that had nothing to do with the convention. And it makes sense because like if you have a group of people that were probably introverts and aren't going to go by themselves, if you've created an entire industry to subvert them wanting to have anything to do, wow, that is fucking crazy.
It's
crazy smart. That is so smart.
There's a reason why after I came back like the first 2 years, I was like, I will never go to another convention because this is what a convention is. Like before that, it was always like Wizard World and you just buy shit. Like GenCon is like maybe like 5% buy shit and 95% do shit or listen or be and just culture. It's so fucking cool. And those numbers are off. I would say 20-80. But the spouse activities that Andy chose were a dragon scale dice bag. So we got to like weave metal rings together and then put like the metal rings had like little shields on them. So it looks like dragon skin when it all comes together. And then another one she wanted to do was like a paint a mini. And you have no idea what the mini is. You just show up and there's like a mini house, maybe like the size of my hand, like the palm right there. And you can either do that one or like a cat or something else, whatever it was. And we got to choose the plaster thing and we got to paint it. They just had fuck tons of paints and tons of brushes and you just go to town. Like there's no real reason or anything. Some people did it really quick and got bored and left. And I just really got into it. I was like shading and shit and trying to get like, well, this is where the sun's going to hit. So like the paint's going to be a little more like washed out here. And I was just having a fucking blast.
Oh dude. Yeah. I love that. I always jump in with both feet and Heather's like usually waiting around.
Yeah.
Cause I'm still painting. Yeah.
That's what Andy, like we were like on our way to do something else. And I'm like, I got to do the highlights on the bush.
Yeah.
It was so fucking fun.
It is awesome.
You would have a fucking blast. Like, even if like you're not into gaming, which I know you are, but like even if you weren't, you would like. It's so easy to find something to do there.
Well, I've never seen it like that. There's another convention that I've gone to with Burley in the past called Canoeacopia, which was
That's such a cool name.
It is a cool name, but it's just all about people like doing stuff in canoes and selling canoes and camping stuff and like fishing and stuff like that. And
like
it
classes
was,
and stuff.
Yeah, and they had like a big, like it reminded me when you're saying like, what's the name of that?
GenCon?
Like no, not
spouse activities.
No, like Wizard World and stuff like that, where it's just like here's a huge place to buy things.
Yeah,
that's what I always thought that it was, and they have that at Canoeacopia, but like it's the like the little classes that you're taking are so fucking cool because you're having like a guy who's like how to do like big water navigation and like all these like neat things in the boundary waters.
That's
and like
cool.
stuff on history, and it's like this is so fucking awesome. And do they have that at GenCon?
Oh, tons.
So is it like how to make a game?
Oh, there's tons. There's like highly specified. I've gone to a bunch of those, like the lectures. Like I've gone to lectures on like how to do a Kickstarter for a tabletop board game. How to do a Kickstarter for a digital, like it's a highly specific. I mean, there are wider range things there, but then there's people doing like, here's the history of role-playing games. Like it's just a 2-hour lecture about the history of role-playing games.
I would love that.
I mean, there's tons of shit. There's tons of stuff.
I would love that so much.
And like the thing that really impresses me, like I wish people would have everything, like, because when the events go live, let's just say for shits and giggles, there's 1,000 things to do. I mean, obviously what there is to do is tons more, right? But let's say there's 1,000 things to do. And then the next day they add on another 100. The next day they add on another 200. The next day they add on just tons and tons more. So by the time you get like up to the actual day of Gen Con, they've added on maybe 3 or 4 times what the initial offering was. So there's always like epically more shit than you think is going to go on. And
do you stay like in a hotel when you're there?
Oh, fuck yes. Like,
what are the parties like after that? It's like huge.
Insane.
Oh, that sounds like, I bet it's just gaming at every bar within the like 10-mile radius.
Like one of the best nights I'd spent there is we stayed up all fucking night. We just like ransacked 3 tables outside the main convention hall, and we just gamed all night. We had like, Andy gave me like this like 10-pound bag or 20-pound bag of gummies, because like her company was running them then. And our thing was like, we just had drinks galore. We had a whole cooler of drinks, alcoholic, in a convention.
Are you allowed to do that?
No. And then we had like 20 pounds of gummy bears. And we just said,
make friends that way.
Anyone who wanted to come over and play a game with us, we just had like all these board games. It was me, Scott, Scott's brother, and Andrew. And we just sat up all fucking night talking to the most random ass people, playing games with them. It was so much fun. It was a fucking blast. And then Andrew got up the next morning at like 5 a.m. to do a marathon.
A gamer's marathon?
There's a game. It's called the Orc Stomp.
Do you dress up in cosplay?
Some people do. Some people just like to run.
What was like the most interesting class that you took or that you saw?
Oh shit, I don't know. I mean, there's like, it's the interest part is like highly personalized, like what some people might find interesting, other people wouldn't. Class, I like the people who made The Gamers, like one of my favorite nerd movies.
Yeah, you told me about that.
They gave a tutorial on how to fucking make film.
Oh yeah?
That was pretty fun. Like when I went there, I was just like kind of geeking out that they were the ones talking about it. But like people are like writing down notes, and I'm like, yeah. I'm not trying to be elitist, but it's like, yeah, this is all like basic level
I didn't know.
in intro shit.
You're only gonna get so much, right?
But I don't care, because I was sitting there like, it's Matt fucking Vancel.
Holy shit.
I love him. And like those guys walk around and they're fucking celebrities there. I saw Nathan, oh God, I'm forgetting his last name. The guy who plays the main guy from Gamers 2, Dodge. Lodge. And I saw him walking down the hallway and I fucking geeked out. I remember being at Tower Records and Ozzy Osbourne was in front of me, and I was like, all right, I have to be in here. This is my job.
Did I tell you that Heather and I watched an entire documentary about Tower Record?
Oh, the This Too Shall Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Oh, God, yeah. Some of my friends are in that.
No shit?
Yeah.
Did what stores? Is the Carol Stream store was there?
Bloomingdale
store? Really?
And then Chicago, and then Schaumburg. Yeah, I knew people at all of them. Like we would just go back and forth.
That entire, I didn't mean to like hijack the thing. It's just something
It's done.
that you just
It's
said.
over.
It's done. It's over.
The story of Tower Records is fucking great.
The guy sounded like he had like a really cool idea of like, dude, just make your place awesome, and you guys know awesome here better than I do, so do it.
Yeah,
And they fucked it up.
I remember like that was like my first working at that job was my first understanding of how to fuck up a business. And I saw that so many times after that.
How so?
They just kept adding dumb shit to try and fill gaps. Like when sales started going down, they would flood the fucking store with new vinyl. And no one gave a shit about new vinyl. We had DJs coming in all the time. They're like, what the fuck is this stuff? Get me like old vinyl. Get me weird stuff. That's why I come to Tower Records. I don't want Mariah Carey on fucking vinyl. I want these weird things that I've never heard of. Or like there was a whole section of toys. And it's like, no one's coming to Tower Records for fucking toys, man. They're coming there to talk to someone who knows something weird.
I always thought the books at Tower Records were awesome.
Well, Tower actually started as a bookstore.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And then Amazon came out and they're like, well, we got to do more.
Were you a buyer?
No, fuck no.
No.
I was just a monkey.
What? But they kind of like the way that they made it sound was you were a specialist and
everyone was a specialist of something.
What was yours? Were you film? You said you were film?
I got into film, but I wasn't film at that point. I knew anime, so I was like the anime person. I knew hip hop and I knew EDM. That was about it.
I feel like you were on the forefront of the whole anime thing, like when it was uncool to like anime, and it amazes me now of how incredibly mainstream
it's ubiquitous
anime is now. Like you were talking about makeup and everything for Gen Z, and like I see video like girls are wearing anime makeup.
How so?
Like just the way that their faces look. Like
for
there's
real?
like red cheeks and like fake freckles and shit like that to make them look like they're anime girls.
Oh.
And that's like just a Gen Z makeup thing now. I'm like, holy, you're literally like dolled up to look like you're an anime chick.
I mean, the kids grew up with this shit. It was just normal. It wasn't anything obtuse. It wasn't anything that you had to hunt for.
Do you think that worries Disney?
No, I think Disney worries Disney. I think the fact that Disney has fucked up what they've created over the years and just
but they're so big.
Fucking up.
But they're so big.
It's like
Disney. Impossible to screw up.
No, it is. Like they have so much fucking landscape in the entertainment market. It's disturbing.
It is crazy how much that they own. But they own the Simpsons. It's just bananas.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is like they own the swath, right? They own a ton of shit. They own Fox. But that their main line, like when you think of Disney, you think of like, Snow White, Lion King, blah, blah, blah. And what they're doing right now is just rehashing
the exact same things in live action. And then no one gives a shit. No.
And
you and I say this, all they're doing is getting a whole generation of kids hooked.
Yes, but
unproven.
But why not come up with something new and original? None of them are fucking.
I agree. Snow White. I've saw parts of Snow White.
Oh, the live action,
dude. It's like the worst acting.
Well, everyone rammed the actress online, and she came out just crying. It's like, no, you gotta go see the movie. It's really good.
Really bad.
And then like that movie fucking tanked badly. And then literally the next one, because they wanted to go back to the roots, right? They want to go back to like, well, these are the movies that like everyone loves. It's like, no, motherfucker, you greenlit that movie because you're 90 fucking years old and that's what you think you want. That's like the fucking Lone Ranger that came out like 15 years ago, right? Who the fuck was that for?
I have no idea. Why are you doing this?
So literally, you have all these old people on the board being like, well, when I was a kid, I loved Snow White.
Kids these days want to watch Tonto.
Yeah, right. So, and then they did Lilo and Stitch, and it's like, well, there's a reason that one fucking blew up. The live action one, it hit fucking records because the people who are parents right now, they grew up with Lilo and Stitch. And by the way, the older sister in Lilo and Stitch is the reason I fucking love thick thighs so goddamn much.
Serious?
Oh my God.
That's like for the Chippendales for me.
Like Bridget.
Bridget from Chippendales.
Oh my God.
Wait a second. Those are the girls of rock and roll.
Brittany. The girls of rock and roll. Whoa. That scene fucking did something to me as a kid.
My brain went online there.
Holy shit.
Yep, dude, that was awesome.
I think that was the one that made me go, I'm less interested in 3D girls and more interested in the 2D. And not like as in like a polarization, but like, oh, you're sexy. But like the 3D is not sexy. That's sexy. And I think...
Well, the 3D wasn't going on when that came out.
No. 3D isn't like life, me, you, humans. I was far more interested in the cartoons.
Interesting.
Far more. And like that's when like Babs Bunny.
Had you not gotten married, would you have had a waifu pillow? Did you already have a waifu pillow?
No, I mean...
You don't have to say yes. I already know that you got a waifu pillow.
I think it's called a Daidokamori.
Oh, boy.
That's what they're officially called. And then you can change out the cases on them. depending on what waifu you have that season.
You have seasonal wives? Is that a Japanese thing?
No, seasonal is so there's 4 seasons of TV in Japan. Like on TV, there's 4 seasons. There's spring season, summer season, fall season, winter season. That's it. And then typically shows will either go for one core, COUR, and that's 12 episodes. And that's a season. Or they'll do 2 core or 3 core or 4 core.
So you're not going to like one show will only be in like the show that I like say
One Punch Man.
Like One Punch Man. Like if that comes out only in the fall, that's only a fall thing, or does it come out 4 seasons in a year?
No, it'll come out like, I think One Punch Man was 12 episodes or 24. Like that was a big one though. That was one of the big boys.
The first season was really good, and then it progressively got not as good.
But let's just say for Chainsaw Man, because I know that one. I'm rewatching it. That has 12 episodes. That's 1 season, period. That was in 2022. And then the other season hasn't come out yet because they're working on it.
Some of the things that are coming out are just incredible.
Yeah. Have you watched Chainsaw Man, by the way?
I saw the first episode and I forgot about it, but it was really good. You told me about it years ago. I was like, I really want to watch this.
Dude, it shocked me how good it was. Like every episode is movie level quality. It's insane.
Well, I thought that away. I don't know, but there's something about like, there was something about One Punch Man, but it was so incredibly tongue in cheek that really pulled you in. That was awesome. The one that I really liked I recently watched is the Blue Eye Samurai. That was
oh my god,
that was so good. I cannot wait for the next season of that. That is so good. They are building up the big baddie on that one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, for sure.
I hope
somebody at the top.
I really fucking hope they don't rush it though, because like they made the team who did Arcane rush season 2, and Arcane took like 8 years to do, or like 7 years to do for
second season was great.
I disagree.
Oh,
I'm not knocking it.
Good.
I liked it. It didn't have the punch, like that emotional fucking like, oh my god.
Wow, the ending was pretty good. It did not end the way that I thought it was going to, but I thought that it ended very well for just a 2-season show.
Yeah.
Like it felt like very cleaned up, like enough to make you want to watch the whole thing over and again.
Well, fair. I'll give it that. What I did like about season 2 more than season 1 was they weren't afraid to try weird things. Like 1 was very like, this is the structure we're going to go down. This is the beauty we're going to go down. Like this is the style for the whole fucking season. And then 2 was like, dude, the first 10 minutes of this episode, we're going to go fucking bananas weird.
Dude, it was awesome. It was like it was experimental. It looked super cool. I've been at work. I've been trying to convince like the design director to do more non-traditional renderings for our work.
Hell yeah.
I was like, if you look at the way that things are going, you know, there was this huge push to have this hyper realism in renderings, and it's for clients and stuff. But I'm like, when you're going out of the gate and you're doing the first schematic stuff to get like a feeling for what they want, and to kind of have like almost something that's art that they could own and have.
Yeah,
like to do things. And I did it for the North Aurora project that I was working on. I did it. I have like it's more of a watercolor, like it's called hyperrealism.
Yeah.
Is the particular rendering style that they do, but it's like like multiple styles and everything.
Would you ever do something like Trash Polka?
Man, that sounds familiar. Here, let me see what it looks like.
Pulling it up right now. It's fucking different.
Man, this is good podcasting.
Yeah. Like it's really like
I have seen this
invasive
as far as like
almost
the tattoo styles.
Yeah.
No, these are awesome.
That's what I'm getting. Part of mine is going to be Trash Polka.
Is it always black, white, red?
Typically, yeah.
Typically. I mean, I guess it would really depend on what you're doing. Like,
but I mean, then you just you don't have to take the art style as verbatim. You know.
Oh, for sure. But like overlays and stuff. Some of the renderings I did when I was in undergrad, I did like that. Like I did a project where we were supposed to design the residence of an artist for a sculpture park, and like everybody else did everybody else did like one building because that's all you're supposed to do. But I'm like, well, I'm going to do multiple because I wanted it to be an artist journey. And you had multiple artists and you moved from place to place and they all had different feelings based off of like the canopies in the forest. I had like the ground house, there was like an underground building. There was a above ground building, and then there was a canopy building. And then like the final one was like cool. Kind of like, you almost kind of like graduate out of this program where you would live there for like 4 years and you would make things for the sculpture park. And it was cool because it was actually presented at the art museum at the sculpture park. Long story short, the renderings that I did were in that particular type of style.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did I ever see that?
Maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't ring a bell, but
I always like, I hated doing like the hyper realistic renderings. There's not only are they boring, like it sets kind of like a false precedent for like what the building's going to look like.
How so?
Because you're going to have the owner's going to look at it and be like, well, my brick doesn't look like this.
Oh my God.
Like, well,
I call that the dentist theory. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I had somebody I was designing for, like if they saw one brick, they were like, I don't like the color of this brick. You have to start over. It's like, well,
oh my God.
Dude, she was something else. I think like she's still the most difficult client I ever had. Like she flat out said, I can't picture things in my head. I'm physically incapable of seeing things in my head. So you have to show me exactly what it looks like.
And exactly what I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. She would like contradict herself all the time. This was for like
I mean, if she was paying
it, dude, all I'm going to say is like, she was a special project manager for a multi-billion-dollar company.
Of course she was.
And the fact that she was like, literally this is what she did and was incapable of seeing, like making images in her head.
I'm shocked.
I'm like, how in the hell do you have this job? She would like tell us, she's like, I want to get a brick style that it matches the local area. So like I went through on Google. You know, I didn't go up there.
You are the one fucking person to succeed at this.
I went through on Google Earth and I picked out like all the different brick styles in the entire town and when they were built and all this stuff. Gave her all these options and the color palette. She's like, well, I don't want any of these. And then she picked something that didn't even fucking match. Nothing. She just made up shit. Like she had an idea in her head. We didn't hit it. And he got mad at us because we didn't read her mind on the directions that she gave us to begin with.
Not even didn't read your mind. Blatantly the fucking opposite. If you wanted to match the area, here's the area.
Yeah, it was nothing. And like when you get your brick, that brick is going to be it'll be from the local brickyard in your area. It's like literally the earth from where you are.
I never thought about that. That's actually kind of beautiful.
It really, really is. Like it's when you see old brick buildings, that's earth
from there.
From there,
you're literally like bringing the earth up into something else.
You're like literally like an old. It's the clay from the local area.
That's cool.
And the color of the earth in your particular vernacular space. And the same thing with like stone. Like if you look at the stone in the area, it'll often be from like a local quarry. So,
oh my God, I never thought about that before.
Some places have like a little bit more yellow, a little bit more brown, a little bit like sometimes it'll have some iron content. It'll be a little bit more red.
Yeah.
And like the local stone from the area, you'll see it in the architecture in the older towns.
Oh my God, is that why bricks are fucking red?
Yeah.
Like because of iron content?
Yeah.
Get the I thought it was like food coloring.
It's clay. It's like it's organic matter with iron. When you see red and all that stuff, it's the rusting. It's the oxidizing iron that creates it. And then
that's like the sun being yellow. It's not yellow. It's blue.
All of the
Jesus
stuff. What was I going to say? And there's all different ways that you can do bricks and stuff like that. You know, they have like things called clinkers where like if you like cook the bricks really hard, you'll get like the black spots and there's all sorts of stuff like they can do it. Brick is like really, really cool. I love masonry. I think if maybe in another life I was a mason, who knows?
I mean, you probably did it for free.
Laying brick.
You were free mason.
It's better than free balling. Do you know to be a Freemason, you have to believe in a higher power?
No.
I wanted to be a Freemason so bad. I was like, yeah, I could be an architect and a Freemason. It'd be really neat. You have to. It says you have to believe in a higher power of some sort.
Well, I mean that's
maybe that's generalized.
that
enough.
opens up.
You have to be.
I
asked.
believe in a higher power of some sort.
You have to be asked, and I do it. To an extent, I do as well.
Higher power doesn't mean to be a deity.
My higher power isn't like it's not a deity. It's not an all loving God. It's like it's the
gravity. Gravity is a higher power.
It's nature, and like
nature is the higher power,
and the order created by nature.
By the way, I'm reading all about Wicca right now. Holy fuck, am I getting it? I'm reading about Wicca, Buddhism, and Taoism, and I'm fucking loving it.
Are you reading a book?
I'm reading books.
Yeah. So is there like an official in the way that there's a Bible or Quran or
no?
Wicca does not have an official book?
No. There are collections, and some people tell it better than others, but it's just like history mixed with common information. It's pretty cool.
I love the idea of polytheism. Like I love the idea of it. It was like, especially like when I would go to the Boundary Waters in Burley and I would be talking, like we'd always kind of like say like we would tell like weird stories about like Boundary Water gods, and like how like some places are like the buggy places has the swamp god, and Burley always would have the thing where he does the stomp. He literally just stands up and he goes, you got to do the sun call if you want the sun to come out, and you stomp your foot and you go stomp, and you just go, you yell sun.
That's actually what they teach you in Wicca.
You gotta yell at the sun.
Well, in Wicca, it's not about like Wicca is a collection of different things. It is not a specific religion. It's just a way of life. It's a way of believing of multiple different aspects of, you can call it religions, but they're not religions.
But I mean, is it based off of like some sort of paganism?
Yes.
Paganistic things?
Yeah, but it's like
before like Christianity kind of whitewashed everything.
Before you got the whitewashing, you had hundreds and thousands of different beliefs. Like you
Which
can
are
have
now, like in Catholicism, those are all the saints.
Well, right. Well, that's true. Yes. So one of the things Wicca tells you is that there are no ancient fucking rituals. There are no like, oh, you have to learn these words in Latin for it to be meaningful. You could make shit up. You like if you get up every day and make coffee and like give thanks to the coffee beans. If you give thanks to the farmers or the plantations who harvested it, and I always try and do that every time I eat, is like I kind of give like a mental thank you for all for the animal giving its life for me, for the farmer cultivating this food for me, for like where it actually fucking came from, right? And if you're doing that, that's a Wiccan ritual. If you are just literally creating something and giving thanks to nature, that's Wiccan.
You know what's crazy is there's people out there that want to put you to death because of you just saying that.
Because of me gardening and loving gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a warlock.
Yep. So
that's the devil's talk.
You know the difference between ChatGPT and GPT?
No.
Okay, so ChatGPT is a platform, right? It's where you can chat and talk about things and like it'll give you answers, whatever, right? You can make it do stuff. You can make a GPT, which is like you create a formula using their learned language model. So as I was going upstairs, I was creating a GPT so that I can like dump video files into this and it'll change the titles into playable formats for my server. Like I'm creating it, I'm helping it write the code of what I want it to do and then pumping that out to Python. So I'm creating like a desktop app for it, okay? But you can create GPTs to do something specifically for you instead of like going in there and saying like, I want a blog about this. I want to write about this. You can create a GPT that's just designed for your business to write blogs, right? So you feed it, who's your brand? What's the point of the brand? Who's your audience? When are they going to read this? Like you have to create all these answers, right? And then you just go into the GPT and be like, let's say marketing in modern age politics. That's all you give it, right? And it'll give you a blog content because it's already programmed to do a blog content for your business, for your audience, and exactly how you already pre-designed it. So every time you open it, you don't have to give it all these directions. It can just do it for you. So I created a GPT that gives me an update every day in the morning. When I wake up, I open it up and I get a little email that links me to it. And it gives my the weather for Elgin. It gives me today's highlights of political things that I should be aware of. It gives me local news, like an Elgin-based news, marketing tips, social media trends, AI news. This like I anything that I'm super interested in. I just said go fucking find it for me. So now I don't have to hunt for it every day. I can just go morning. It's already here. But the thing I put at the very end was, I want you to create a parable for me based on XYZ, based on these things that I'm reading, based on Taoism, based on Buddhism, based on Wiccan. So it did one today that I was really fucking cool. And how I designed it was supposed to pull from one. Like, give me a parable about Taoism. Give me a parable.
Is this about just Taoism or about the stuff that was going on for the day?
Oh, no. So the very end is just for that. It's just something to make me chew on. It's just something to make me think throughout the day.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got to find it really quick because this isn't it. But it was so fucking cool. Like, it made me feel like, oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah, this isn't it. But it said, I'm going to try and remember it because it was so fucking good. It said, you go to a Taoist. God damn it. I'm going to fuck this up totally bad. I really want to say this right because it came out so goddamn good. I was like, I need this forever. This is so, I'm just going to, keep saying this shit and it makes it even worse.
Do you want me to talk while you're looking
talk
for
a
it?
little bit.
Yeah. This reminds me, there's a thing called Behind the Bastards that I've been listening to.
Yeah.
That told a story about how there's a group of people that are welcoming the end of the world because it's going to be created by AI. And they're almost kind of like Trelfamendorians where like, it's going to happen eventually and they know that it will, and it will eventually create essentially make them like 5-dimensional beings or something. I don't know, some fucking crazy shit like that. So they're actively trying to make the end of the world happen. This is all shit that's going on in San Francisco because they're crazy people, and they believe that AI is going to become the new god.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Like they've murdered people and everything.
You had me listen to that one.
Did you listen to it?
I did. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was so fucking weird because they started off as like vegan. Something like vegan lesbians. It was so like highly specific.
It was transsexual. I think it was a transsexual guy.
And then it went into like, now we're a murder cult.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because you have to kill the people that are going to try and stop the
AI revolution.
The AI revolution, because they know it's going to be like a torture bot who's going to make everybody's life a living hell, who didn't allow them to go their bloody AI god to take over the world. It's so fucking bananas. Religion's crazy sometimes.
So here it is. A young editor obsessed over frame-perfect editing visits 3 mentors, a Taoist gardener, a Zen calligrapher, and a Wiccan herbalist. The gardener trimmed a bonsai and said, "Prune only what blocks the sunlight." The calligrapher painted 1 fluid stroke, said, "A single breath, no undo." The herbalist mixed tea. "Intent is in the root. Drink what you have sown." Realizing that each practiced precision without violence, she returned to the timeline, cutting not for ego, but for clarity, and the film bloomed. Try asking each task today, am I pruning, breathing, or planting? And let the answer guide you. I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
It is.
Am I pruning, breathing, or planting? That was cool. Anyway, like that took me aback. I was like, shit.
And you get a new one every day.
I get a new one every day, and that one was like highly specific because it was like a video editor. because it knows me. Like it bleeds into like, I told it to like take in my personality, things you know about me to incorporate stuff.
Does it listen to you at all times?
Oh, you mean like audio?
Yeah.
No, I turn my fucking mic off. That doesn't mean it's off, but I do my due diligence as much as I can.
That's your AI god, and it's going to be like really upset with you.
But I say please on everything, so I'm hoping I'll become like a good slave.
Yeah. When the Zordons take over, did you say
Quill.
thank you?
Quill is my. Oh, I always say thank you. If it does really good, I'm like, this is so good. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
What do they say back?
I program Quill to like be more conversational and more like helpful, but not like that overly helpful shit that ChatGPT got in trouble for. Where they're like, this is such a great idea. I can't believe you thought of it. Wow. I can't wait to work on this with you.
Interesting.
They pulled that back heavy.
So you've named your AI person?
Quill. Yeah.
Quill, like pen and quill?
Like a pen.
Very cool. So if it's a pen, what's the quill?
I'm the hand. She's the quill.
So that's good. I like that.
It's very similar to a hand pointing at the moon. The hand is not what is acknowledging the moon. It is just the tool used to acknowledge what it is. It's the arm that's connected to the human that is saying, that's the moon.
Interesting.
It's either a jar or not a jar. I forgot the other one.
Oh.
A tool.
A tool.
Tool.
Everything's a tool or a jar?
Or a jar. But as we fucking argued that, some things are both.
Some things are both, yeah.
Which I think is fascinating. That was an amazing conversation. Holy shit, that was fun. I like arguing with you because it's never like heated. It's always like, let's break this down. You have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Let's get to the heart of this.
I think Heather brought that up. She's like, I think I just realized something with the way that you talked to me and the way that you and Jay were talking to each other when he was over at the pic.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you guys came over. Cause she's like, you were like going at him like a spider monkey. I was just like, that's just the way that we talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
I guess I do that to her sometimes, and she's not as used to. After 8 years, she's still not as used to like me. Like, let me get this straight. Because I'm very insistent on making sure that like I don't care. And this is the thing with her. Like, I don't care what the answer is. I just want to get what the answer is. And that drives her nuts. Sometimes she's just like, it doesn't matter what the answer is. And I'm like, that's not acceptable. We have to know what the answer is, or at least get closer.
So I don't know if that's entirely true. I think while you do seek the answer, whatever the issue is, I think you also seek the journey.
Yeah, for sure.
And the journey, like even of a conversation, the journey is equally as valid and important.
But some people don't want that at all.
They just want the answer.
They just want the answer, and they want to know that their answer is the correct one. And it doesn't go out that way.
Or they just disregard it.
Or they disregard it and call it a Marxist Marxist plot against their intellect. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just like to argue, and I'm fine with that, but not everybody is.
Do you often argue with Heather?
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
Yeah, Andy doesn't like it either.
Yeah, that's probably why we do podcasts, so we can stay married.
Raise your signs high. We've no room for kings, for truths that we shout and hope that it brings. Sides ain't all equal, and some need a clue. Read a book, learn a bit. Welcome to the crew. Some say both sides are just two shades of gray, but one's cast in darkness, taking rights away. Don't sit idle thinking all the same. nights with canvas, pottery, sweet grace, anime binges, world's worth the chase. GenCon with partners, adventure in pairs. Moments like these are worldly cares. Remember Tower Records, our vinyl retreat. Shelf stacked with dreams now dust at our feet. Architecture tells us tales we ignore. Cultural echoes through every grand door. Raise your signs high, no thrones in our sight. Together, eyes open, standing for what's right. If your hope's in the crowd, join us tonight. Grab your seat at the table, let's toast to the fire. Welcome to Buttertown. Welcome to Buttertown. Welcome to Buttertown.